What's good with the YouTube? You already know. Big Flacco. Smashing, dashing, sliding on through, little bit of injury. And as you can tell, we got a breaking exclusive. Indictments just hit in Orange County, I believe. Now, this has been a long time coming. One particular individual that they've been trying to indict several times. These murder cases have been thrown out one time in grand jury, one time by a judge. Now the federal prosecutors have picked it up. I'm going to let Rojo read this article. This goes into a lot of details, man. Then we're going to break it down as always and give a convict's perspective.
All right, y'all. This is from Fox 11, Santa Ana. The title is OC Mexican Mafia, 31 members, associates indicted on federal racketeering charges. The reputed head of the Orange County Mexican Mafia, key leaders in the street gang, and multiple other associates have been named in a federal racketeering indictment unsealed Wednesday that alleges murder, attempted murder, drug dealing, and weapons charges. The federal indictment incorporates two cases involving reputed Orange County Mexican Mafia chief Johnny Martinez, 46 years old, that have lingered in Orange County Superior Court and encountered legal roadblocks that jeopardized the prosecutions. One murder case against him was thrown out by a judge, and another was on the verge of dismissal based on a new state law requiring more active participation by a co-defendant in a killing. Now, the reputed gang boss faces an assortment of federal allegations detailed in the 106-page indictment that named 30 other defendants. Federal prosecutors allege the racketeering conspiracy began in 2016 and continued through this year. The indictment alleges multiple murders, extortion, robbery, and drug trafficking. Local authorities say Martinez rose to power following the 2018 death of Peter Ojeda in prison, where he was serving a 15-year sentence. Like Ojeda, Martinez is accused of running the gang from jail and prison, ordering hits on rival gangs and drug dealers in and out of custody who fail to pay taxes through various means of communication, such as smuggled in contraband phones and using girlfriends and wives to convey messages on the outside. Acting on behalf of Martinez, Gregory Munoz, who was in prison at the time, is accused of ordering a robbery that led to the death of 35-year-old Robert Rios in Placencia on January 19, 2017. Israel Jacob Cordova, Ricardo Valenzuela, Augustine Velasquez, who was convicted of murder in the case in state court, were allegedly ordered to carry out the robbery that turned deadly. Charles Frederick Coghill, who was also charged in state court in connection with Rios's murder, was a key witness for the prosecution in Velasquez's trial. Coghill was not named in the federal complaint. Coghill drove Cordova, Velasquez, and Valenzuela to Rios's residence in the 900 block of Vista Avenue, state prosecutor said in Velasquez's trial. Velasquez was shot in the leg as Rios fought back, and Coghill later dropped Velasquez off at his home, where he called a friend to give him a ride to a hospital in San Diego, the prosecutor said in the trial last year. Munoz had a subsequent falling out with the gang, and he was stripped of his shot caller status in March of 2017, the federal complaint alleges. Sources have said that Munoz and Martinez had a personal falling out when Johnny Martinez failed to tell Munoz his girlfriend was cheating on him, and Martinez felt disrespected by Munoz's griping about it. On March 28th of 17, Martinez directed the gang to attack Munoz in Calipatria State Prison, the federal indictment further alleges. Munoz was slashed with shivs by gang members on April 6, 2017, the complaint alleges. Meanwhile, Martinez and others named in the indictment set up methamphetamine and heroin deals. But unknown to them, two of the dealers were confidential informants, according to the complaint. In August 2017, Martinez, Omar Mejia, and Robert Martinez, no relation to Johnny, conspired to kill Munoz, who was then out of custody, the indictment alleges. Robert Martinez and Frank Mosqueda attacked Munoz, with Mosqueda shooting Munoz multiple times in the back, according to the indictment. But Munoz survived the ambush. On August 20th of 2017, Martinez ordered the killing of Richard Vieta for stealing money and drugs from defendant Martinez, the indictment alleges. Vieta was shot to death just after midnight, August 21st, 2017, in the 800 block of East Culver Avenue. Defendants Kevin Trejo, James Mendez, and Mike Escobar lured the victim into a vehicle with Escobar behind the wheel. The indictment also details confrontations with the tire shop owner for dealing drugs out of the business without permission and running protection rackets for marijuana dispensaries. Defendant Robert Aguirre was accused of greenlighting one unnamed man for an attack on October of 17. The victim was shot as he ran from gang members October 24th, 2017. The indictment alleges that on one occasion in November of 17, the defendant Luis Heriberto Vasquez handed over $1,625 in street taxes from local gang members to Martinez, who presided over the transaction from a smuggled-in cell phone. The same month, Martinez and defendant Dennis Ortiz arranged to smuggle contraband cell phones into Salinas Valley State Prison, which were sold for $1,000 apiece, the indictment alleges. December 1st, 2017, a Theo Lacey jail inmate was slashed at the direction of the gang, the indictment alleged. The same month, Ortiz allegedly ordered another man be killed for warning other gang members of violations that were pending against them. Another Mexican Mafia-directed attack was carried out on Christmas Day, 2017. On New Year's Day, 2018, Martinez and Mejia allegedly used the Signal app to discuss killing another defendant, Michael Cooper, while in custody at Calipatria State Prison, the indictment alleges. Cooper's sin was ordering an attack on another gang member that wasn't authorized by Martinez and for being suspected of causing a police raid against the gang. Cooper was attacked with shivs on January 5th, 2017, but survived the assault, according to the indictment. Robert Martinez, along with defendants Robert Amezcua and Mir Darbinian, aka Hollywood Mike, attempted to kill Cooper again, stabbing him in the face and neck with a shiv, the indictment alleges. Another inmate in Theo Lacey had his throat slit and was stomped on July 29, 2020 at the behest of Johnny Martinez for threatening to discuss the Mexican Mafia with law enforcement. Why would you make that threat? The attempt by Orange County District Attorney's Office prosecutors to make the cases against Johnny Martinez and the others in the Robert Rios murder and attempted murder of Munoz have been beset with problems. After charging them, prosecutors went to a grand jury for an indictment in 2018, but it was thrown out for procedural errors in the presentation of evidence. The defendants were charged again and were ordered to stand trial following a preliminary hearing. But Orange County Superior Court Judge Patrick Donahue granted a motion preventing prosecutors from mentioning Johnny Martinez or the conspiracy to order the hit on Rios because the judge determined that a gang expert from the Orange County Sheriff's Department lied about his training as part of a wide-ranging evidence book scandal in the department. Later, Donahue threw out the murder case against Martinez for lack of evidence, and defense attorneys have been seeking similar motions in the Rio case. With those causes faltering, the first indication that the U.S. Attorney's Office was stepping into the fray came on April 4th, when county prosecutors moved to dismiss an attempted murder case against Robert Martinez, knowing he was being named in the federal indictment.
Johnny Martinez, aka Crow, was it Platencia or something like that? I forgot how to pronounce it. I did time with this vato in Corcoran Shoe. He was there for a minute, man. I think he was in the same pod or same block with Artie from King Cobras. And when I knew him, he wasn't recruited yet. You know what I mean? I think he was set up with some vato tricks from Compton, if I'm not mistaken, man. Some weird stuff was going on over there. I forgot what it was. Anyways, yeah, man. It seems like they were getting straight active out there, bro.
No doubt about it, bro. They were. I mean, things go on, bro. Things go on. It doesn't matter north or south. You know, it doesn't matter that they know everybody's watching at all times, man. We talk about it all the time. From the time you get out, no matter where you get out, if they know who you are, they're keeping tabs on you. Are they going to keep tabs more on Flacco than me? Maybe. Are they going to keep tabs more on me than Flacco? Could be. It just all depends on what their particular hard on is for that person.
Yeah.
But you're being watched, man. And when you're in that lifestyle, you're not just a regular citizen that, hey, if the cops catch you doing something, you're going to jail. They're actively pursuing, looking for you to fuck up.
And they know more than you think. Like you see right here, they had the Signal app. You know what I'm saying? People are using the Wicker app. They've already been able to infiltrate all that stuff. So if you think that they don't know what you're communicating on, they know everything. You know what I'm saying? They're using different tactics now. I mean, some of the institutions, I guarantee you, man, they have certain things that are able to crack any cell phones being used in that area. You know what I'm saying? And this is a prime example of that, man. You know, The one situation about the dude feeling disrespected, so he was griping, so he had him hit. You know what I mean? I'd be a little upset too, though, bro. You know what I mean?
It's a rough lifestyle, man. That's what it boils down to.
You know, loyalty gets tested at all times, man. But it seems like he's been having luck though. Every time he has a case thrown at him, bro. You know what I mean? Almost like John Gotti. You know what I mean? Nothing can stick.
Yeah. Yeah, he's dodged it so far, man. You know, and it's, hey, like we tell you guys all the time, there's going to be a few ways for your career to end. This being one of them. Your luck, man. It's just like playing craps or gambling or anything. You're not going to win every time. And while you lose, it may not be a significant loss. Eventually, you're going to bet the house, bro, and you're going to lose.
And this is what people don't realize, right? And I want you to think about this, Rojo. Most of these dudes are already doing life. They're not going to ever get out again. The big homies.
Yeah.
Very few are hitting the street, stepping out there. They're already doing life, right? So whether the feds infiltrate and indict them or not, you can indict them. He's still going to conduct this business. They're not going to care. They're already doing life. You move into the feds, they're still going to be doing business. So it's kind of like there's no point to it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, what the point to all this is to get all the other players that are involved in doing people's, you know, whatever group it might be. And we're not just focusing on this. This is just the news that happened today. But any group like that, man, they're getting the other people involved in doing their bidding off the streets. You know what I mean? You know, because without soldiers on the streets, you have nothing in prison. You only have what you'll be able to create for yourself in there. You're not having assistance. You're not having this and that and this and that and all this other income that you don't really have nothing to do with, but you're getting tribute from. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So they're wrapping up everybody else. That's who they're focused on.
I was like, you know what? I was thinking about Operation Black Widow. You know what I mean? Operation Quiet Storm. Most of those dudes that get caught up in these cases, man, they're already doing life. So it's not going to stop them from criminal activities out there. You know what I mean? You're just going to pick off the manpower. What are they going to do? More manpower going to come out, give them directives to keep on going, man. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's kind of like a no-win situation for the federal government. No matter how hard you hit them, no matter what you take from them, they're still going to be able to continue to conduct operations, period. You're going to have to put them in a cell and cut off all communications in order for them not to. You know what I'm saying? And the fucked up thing about it is—
and that's unconstitutional.
Yeah, the fucked up thing about it is it's not them that are going to get crossed up. It's the dudes out there in the streets that are doing their bidding. They're the ones that are going to get 20, 30-year sentences just for doing a drug deal, right? Small-time drug deal where if you're not affiliated, you may get 16 months to 4 years. Mm-hmm. Now you're looking at a 30-year federal indictment. You know what I'm saying? On top of that, sitting in the cell calling shots to have this dude killed over here. Another life sentence, you know what I mean? It's kind of, man, to yield that much power, that much influence, man, sometimes it just amazes me, bro.
You know what I've always heard, bro, is joining a group, whether north, south, doesn't matter, white, it doesn't matter. It's a lifer's game.
Yeah.
That's the terminology that you hear often. I don't know how many of you guys have heard it, but a lot of those, it's a lifer's game. And that's the facts. You already got life. What do you got to lose? You know what you're going to do? When you're a life, okay, you got life. You're a big homie from any group. You get to go out to court. You get to go in the county jail and wiggle a little bit, use the phone a little more freely, have better, easier contact with the streets, direct the streets a little bit better than you can in prison, probably, because you got people actually going out there with, okay? Then guess what happens? You get another life sentence, you ain't going home no how. You're free to do whatever the hell you want. While the people that are out there putting in the work.
And you're getting commissary once a week, bro. Commissary's coming in once a week, bro, as opposed to being up at the shoe or somewhere else where you're only getting your canteen limited, bro.
It's a lifeless game, and they say that for a reason.
Yeah. Well, now they're out there in the main line. That makes it a little bit different. They have a little bit more better privileges and incentives in the prison, of course, you know what I mean? But before, though, when they were in the shoe or in AdMax in the feds, you know what I mean? They ain't got nothing coming, bro.
And I'll tell you what, before we started doing this channel, I always was under the assumption that, you know, the northern groups, you know, be whatever they are, whatever level they are, got hit way more often than the southern groups. No. Since I started this channel, that's not the case. We only heard about them because we're up north, and you know, it might not, LA news might not make it to the Bay Area or whatever.
The
they get hit just as much.
The difference is this, bro, is most of these indictments, right? Traditionally, as far as up north, they're usually big indictments, everyone. The ones down south, their areas, San Diego, Orange County, Santa Barbara, they could be just a neighborhood that's getting indicted under the VMA. Whereas up north, when there's a big indictment, it's like people from all different regiments are getting indicted all the time.
Because they're crossing regiment lines like they're not supposed to.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what that all comes down to.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff that people ain't supposed to do that they do.
Dude, if you're in San Jose and I get busted, I'm in Concord, and I want to tell on you, but I don't know who's in your regiment or what you guys are up to. What the fuck am I gonna say? Hey, Flacco's bad. They're like, man, shut up. You're going to jail. You know what I mean? Come on. You got to segregate your shit, bro. I don't know. I shouldn't be out here giving an organized crime lesson. Do whatever you want to do. Fuck it.
Yeah. There'll be some interesting directives that way.
Come on, man. Jesus Christ.
Flacco's having a relationship. You actually have to fucking.
Tell us a little bit more about that, Flacco.
Oh man, there's all kinds of rumors going out there, man. People fucking getting their own head twisted and shit, man. Fucking, you know what I'm saying? You know,
hey, man, we just wanted to bring
people in leadership positions like Jero's, bro. So I don't know. I can't call it, bro. Fucking, I don't know if it's fucking made up, fucking maybe made up in my head for all I know, bro. Fucking never happened. You know what I mean?
Hopefully it's not. We don't want you to be thinking about those kind of things.
Hey, I'm gonna wake up. It's gonna be a crazy dream. I'm in Corcoran Shoe right now. Looking at to write an essay. You know what I mean?
That'd be messed up.
That'd be fucked up, huh?
This is your boy Rojo. That's Big Flacco. This is a Convict's Perspective. We wanted to bring you this first. As always, you know, we try to get it to you fresh off the press. Orange County, MA, Indictment, Rico, very interesting. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll holler at you guys later. Have a productive rest of your Wednesday. And we're out of here.